Okay, so now we are ready to begin Chapter 2, Lesson 6, located on page 161, or is it 51? 51. Sales tax, tips, and markups. We just watched the little video clip that goes along with our book, and now we're going to look at the vocabulary. Kids, sales tax, you always add it onto your price. A tip is added onto your price. Gratuity is something you add on. Markup and selling price. So those are all different things that we are going to be talking about today. Now this first part here dealt with the video that you just finished watching on Jamie's kayaks. So he took the price of his kayak plus the sales tax and got the total price, which we saw that on our video. So now let's go to page 152. Sales tax and total cost. This is page 152. Sales tax is an additional amount of money charged on items that people buy. The total cost of an item is the regular price plus the sales tax. All right, now here's another example that has a video clip to it. Feel free to watch it in your book, but we're not going to spend time watching this one. It says, Drew wants to buy exercise equipment that costs $140 and the sales tax is... Excuse me, do you have a question? You have a question. Well, that's unfortunate for you right now. I'm in the middle of doing a video for this lesson. We'll go over it later. And the sales tax is 5 7/75%. What is the total cost of the equipment? So you're going to take the price plus the sales tax to get your new total amount. So first we have to find what the sales tax is. You change this percent to a decimal. So let's write the decimal below the percent. To change a percent to a decimal, you're going to move it 2 places to the left. 0.0575. So 5 7/75% changed to a decimal is 0.0575. Some of you did not do that correctly on Friday's quiz. Then you take this amount times the cost, 140. So the tax is 8.05. That is your tax. Now, how much will you end up paying for this equipment? You take the tax plus the price, and the regular price, and the amount you're going to pay is $148.05. All right. Now, to keep it simple, I'm not going to go into method 2. I really want you to first understand method 1. So we're not going to go over method 2 today. All right, now let's go to letter A. It says, what is the total cost of a sweatshirt if the regular price is $42 and the sales tax $42 and the sales tax is 5.5%? Well, let's write 5.5% as a decimal. That would be 5.5%. Now, what will that be as a decimal? Raise your hand, Connor.
0.055.
Yes, 0.055. So on your paper, you're going to write 42 times 0.55. All right, so let's multiply that out. You will be allowed to use a calculator when you multiply. 42 times the decimal point goes right there, 0.055. Make it's right there. Okay, 42 times 0.055, and you get Did you get 9.702? No, now, did you get 2.31?
Yeah.
That looks better. The first time something didn't look right on my calculator. So you get 2.31. It doesn't want the tax, that's your tax. It wants the total cost. So now what do I still have to do? Yes.
You have to add it back in.
So what am I going to add? What numbers will I add together?
42 plus 2.1.
Right, you're going to take 42 plus your tax, and you do have to show this. You can't just do it in your head. And you have the final answer is $44.31. Any questions on how to do tax? Thumbs up? Okay, now we're going to talk about tips and markups. On this one, it says, tips or gratuity is a small amount of money in return for a service. The total price is the regular price of the service plus the tip. You give tips at a nice restaurant, you can tip them. You can give tips, it doesn't have to be a nice restaurant. McDonald's doesn't do tips, those types of places, but pizza places do tips. Takeout, a lot of takeout restaurants will do tips. When you get your hair done, they usually expect a tip. So there are a lot of different types of things. If you use a taxi, they expect a tip. Yes.
So usually you have to tip because like my parents really tip like if it's an expensive meal. Because
Yes.
like when you're at Disney, it's like really expensive for the food sometimes. Like this one place we went is like all you can eat,
Yeah.
and it was like $60 for two adults, and like for kids it was like 30 something bucks.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of money.
Was it a character brunch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you said the prices, it's like, I know where you were at. So yeah, but you do have to do, even on cruises, they expect a lot of tips and things. So you need to be aware, tips mean you give more besides what the cost is. You are tipping the person who is taking care of you. So that's what a tip, and sometimes the word gratuity is used. And those are words that you might see on a 6th grade iLearn, definitely next year when you're taking the 7th grade iLearn test. Now it says, a couple more words I want to make sure you know the meaning of are markup and selling price. It says, the store sells items for more than it pays for those items. The amount of increase is called the markup. So kids, in order for a store to make money, they have to sell it for more than it costs. And the markup sometimes is quite a bit. You'll be surprised how much the markup is on some items, but that's how they make their money. If they wouldn't mark their things up, they couldn't make money. The selling price is the amount the customer pays for an item. Okay? Now, let's go to the next page, 153. Example 2. A customer wants to tip 15% on a restaurant bill that is $35. What will be the total bill with tip? Okay, method 1. And we're just going to only focus on method 1 as opposed to method 2 right now. So add the tip to the regular price. So you take the regular price is 35. 0.15 times 35. So this is your tip. Let's write the word tip. Then you take your regular price plus your tip, and that gives you the sale price, all right? Or the total price that includes the tip. Since this is a tip, what will the total bill be? Any questions? Let's not look at method 2. We're only focusing on method 1 today. Now let's go to number 3. Example 3. A haircut costs $20. Sales tax is $4.75. Is $25 sufficient to cover the haircut with tax and a 15% tip? Okay, so in this problem, what they did is they combined the tax and the tip together. All right, so it says sales tax is $4.75 and the tip is 15%. Did I say $4? It's 4 and 75%, and the tip is 15%. So together, they will be 19 75/100%. Let T represent the tax and the tip, okay? So they changed this percent to a decimal. Let's everyone write that down, 0.1975. So you take that times the cost of the haircut. So the tax and the tip together is going to be $3.95. So you take $20 plus $3.95, that gives you $23.95. So if they pay $25, will that be enough to cover a 15% tip and a 4.75% tax? The answer is yes. It is sufficient to cover the total cost. All right, now let's do B and C, and then we'll go over them in just a moment. So in letter B, make sure you change 20% to a decimal. Did everyone get $18 for B? Very good. And then in letter C, when you do this problem here, I think I can just do this one down below it. In this one, I'm going to add my tax and my tip. So together it's going to be a 26%. And that equals the decimal 0.26. So you're going to have 42 times 0.26. Now you're allowed to use a calculator, kids, but you have to write this down. You get $10.92, but that's not your final answer. The total cost. So now I take the spa treatment plus $10.92, and that ends up giving you the answer $52.92. Any questions on how I got that for part C? Does everyone know what I expect to see on the paper for full points?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to page 154. Our last example for today. A store pays $56 for a GPS navigation system. The markup is 25%. Find the selling price. The selling price is how much the store charges for their device. Okay, markup always means you're going to add it to the price. So they changed 25% to a decimal. 0.25 times 56 equals 14. Then you take your markup plus the cost. So the selling price is going to be $70. Any questions on that? Okay, so let's do letter D.
$6 worth it?
So when the store sells that portable basketball backboard, the store will make $60. So how much are you going to pay for that? $150 plus 60. You are going to pay $210 for the basketball backboard. All right, and that is how the store makes money. If you are the store, you want to make sure you can afford to pay your employees and your rent and to pay yourself. Any questions on that?
That's how we go for it.
Okay, now the guided practice we're going to do together, and then we'll talk about what's going to be your homework. in this one here, find the total cost. So I'm going to, you go ahead and do these. I'll have some of them set up, so if you're stuck, you can glance up here. But go ahead and try to do the problem. Show your work. This is classwork. The mistake that most kids make on these, they do not change their percents to decimals correctly. So make sure you do so.
Can you just have to move it 2 places to the
Yes, but they forget.
to the left? Easy.
Okay, so let's go over how to get these answers. In problem number 1, you take $2.95 times 0.05, and does that give you 0.1475? That doesn't sound right. 2.95 times 0.05. Yes. So on the calculator, I have this. You have to round it to the pennies place, so it'll be 15 cents. So the tax on the notebook is 0.15. It says find the cost to the nearest cent, so you round it to the pennies place. So $2.95 plus 15 cents for tax will give you the answer of, carry a 1, 0, $3. Actually, it's $3.10, correct? $3.10. Any corrections or any questions about number 1? Okay. In problem number 2, how much are they going to tip? 28 times 0.15 gives you the answer $4.20. So what's the total cost? The $28 plus the tip equals $32.20. Any questions on how to get the final answer on that one? Okay. Here I combined my the tip and the tax together to get 0.2575. So 20% is 0.2 and 5.75% is 0.0575. So you're going to take 30 times 0.2575. And when you multiply that together, you get 7.725. We're going to round that to the pennies place, so it'll be $7.73. So then you add the $30 to the tax and tip, and you're going to get $37.73. Any questions on that? On the last problem, it's a markup, and it's a big markup. It's over 60%. So you change 60% to a decimal. 62.25 times 0.605, and that gives you the answer. Round it to the pennies place, so it'll be $37.66. That's the markup. So you're going to add the markup to 62.25, and you're going to get the answer. Excuse me. Put down a 1, carry a 1, a 9, decimal point 9, $99.91. Any questions on that? Okay, so what are we going to do for homework tonight? On this page here, you are going to do all of the problems on page 165, or 155, thank you. All 9. Then let's look at the next page. I also would like for you to do question 10. So it's a total of 10 questions that I want you to be working on right now. While you are working on those, I'm going to return your test. And then if there's time, I'm going to give you your quizzes back and talk to you about your quiz. Any questions? Okay, stay in your seats. I don't want you to work in groups because I need to give you back your tests. All right.